What I'm saying.
Hey, let me tell y'all something right now. Look out. Aaron is about to be
About to go crazy.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers give us trouble every year, man.
But nevertheless, he's Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a damn what anybody says. He's the greatest quarterback that I've ever seen. He's the greatest, most talented quarterback that I've ever seen with my two eyes play the game of football.
You got one game to win, and you got good experience of this. You got one quarterback. You got either Aaron Rodgers or you have Tom Brady.
I think that Aaron is able to do more with the ball than Tom is able to do. I've never seen someone bend the ball the way that Aaron bends the ball. Like, he could drop it in here, he could spin it, he could throw it above you. He threw me a no-look pass one day and it hit me in the chest. I'm like, bro, you wasn't looking at me. He's like, yeah, I like to see if you was ready. I'm like, this isn't scrimmage. I mean, he's like this. I'm like, oh, he's not, you know how it is when he's looking this way. I'm like, I read a flat route, then he's just like, I'm like, is that coming at me? Like, is that coming at me?
Time. You're not saying he's better than Aaron Rodgers, are you?
Hold up.
Go ahead. I dare you. Are you gonna say that?
You gotta be quiet. You gotta be quiet.
Okay. Max, the fact that you come here and say that Aaron Rodgers is the best player of all time.
Yep. I agree. My eyeballs said that guy's the best
And
football
your
player
eyeballs,
ever.
that's very
Aaron
profound.
Rodgers just
That's very profound. Those eyeballs right there. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Aaron Rodgers has more of an influence on the outcome of a game and doesn't choke under pressure as Peyton did than anyone who ever lived.
Time out. Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback that I've ever seen.
What makes you say, though, that Rodgers is the best quarterback ever?
He's the best quarterback ever. Because, like, if we did, right, so if we were just putting things we want, characteristics we want in a quarterback, physical traits, right, if you was like, hey, long ball, of all time, you'd rank him in the top 5. Accuracy, of all time, you'd rank him in the top 5. Throwing the ball on the run, you'd rank him in the top 5. So as we would go down these quarterbacks and rank their physical attributes, there would be no quarterback that finished with a higher total ranking than Aaron Rodgers. And we see these things time and time again. You're right. Green Bay didn't play well tonight. But at the end, they gave number 12 the ball. You heard D call him a bad man. They gave him the ball with a chance to win. And I've been in that situation, and you're legitimately nervous if you're playing defense. It's not like, oh, I'm going to play it cool. We've been here before. It's just the 2 minutes.
He's been here before,
It's like, golly, man.
Yeah. So you have a very unique perspective, and this is why everybody asks you, because everybody doesn't have the luxury like a Jerry to go from Joe Montana to Steve Young. Mm-hmm. You went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and so that's why everybody's asking who was the better quarterback. So if you got one game, you got 4 kids. Hey, we taking the kids and mama. If you give me one to get mama and the kids back, who you got?
Oh man, give me Aaron.
DC, is Aaron Rodgers carrying the Green Bay Packers by himself at this point?
Not only is he carrying the Packers organization.
Green Bay.
I played in an era where I think the greatest throwers that's ever thrown the football, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Joe Montana, Warren Moon, John Elway. I mean, there's a collection, Jim Kelly, is a collection of guys. I mean, all of them being Hall of Fame. Threw the football great. I've never seen anyone throw the football like Aaron Rodgers.
But if you were asking who is better at playing the position, whose best is better than everyone else's best? Who is, as you would put it, the best thrower of the football? The guy who somehow can make all the huge plays while taking care of the football. His touchdown-interception ratio seems make-believe.
Yeah, off the charts.
Not only is he best in league history, he's best by a mile. He throws more than 4 touchdowns for every 1 interception. No one else, there's only, I think, 4 other guys that are better than 2.5 to 1. He's over 4 to 1. His career quarterback rating is the best in league history by a mile. And he has just consistently done it. CC, you mentioned 2 guys, Jordy Nelson and Devontae Adams. Jordy, I think, would be a good player on any team.
Yes, he's a good player.
Devontae is obviously an above-average NFL player. But he has taken a guy in Jordy that would be a good player most places. And Devontae, who would be, I think, a 3rd receiver most places, maybe a 2nd receiver. Mm-hmm. And since the start of 2016, who leads the NFL in touchdown catches? Jordy with 20. Who's second? Devontae Adams with 16. More than Mike Evans, more than Odell, more than Dez, more than Julio. Those two guys. Just like he made a season where James Jones, literally wearing a hoodie. We talk about Hoodie Mello. He was Hoodie James Jones all season. He was on the waiver wire. He goes to Green Bay, leads them in touchdowns. It's what Aaron Rodgers can do for the entire team around him. I've never seen from a singular football player.
Towards the end of the game of Dak Prescott, he was sweaty. He was out of breath. He was hunched over a little bit. He was walking it off. He was like, you could tell that his heart was racing. And then you saw a shot of Aaron Rodgers, who was about to, you know, this the shot. He stands like this, not a speck of dirt on, not a speck of, he wasn't glistening. There was no sweat.
Didn't
he
seem to be worried
about a thing. It could have been a minute 13. It could have been 13 seconds. It's almost as if it didn't matter how much time was left on the clock. He was just standing there waiting. There's a certain calm about him that instills a sense of confidence, both from people watching and I'm sure from his own teammates.
Yes.
I would have to imagine that if you're anyone on that offense, you're going, no matter what, until the end of the game, we've got a shot because of number 12.
When I watched that play, I said to my buddies in the room, I said, a computer couldn't have placed it better. Like if you just remove Aaron Rodgers, everyone runs the same route, the defenders run the same thing, and say, computer simulation, put this ball in the perfect place.
Between 8 and 9 feet and right above the head of the DB.
With the timing then.
That's the perfect timing.
He fitted into a window the size of a football.
He's a bad man. He's something
Do you
special.
just sit there cheesing?
No.
Like when you watch him? Do you let people watch with
honestly speaking, well, of course I let people watch with me, but I will tell you, not last night though. But the point that I would make to you, like candles, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely, the shrine, the whole nine. But
Think about the best football players ever. Lawrence Taylor jumps to mind. Walter Payton jumps to mind. I think Aaron Rodgers is the best football player who ever lived in the sense that he has more sway over the outcome of a game than anyone else who ever lived. Does the guy perform with the chips on the line? Is he clutch?
Yeah.
That's really what we're asking about Super Bowl titles, right? Does he have championship medal? Aaron Rodgers is the most clutch. He's the best player on the field. And then when you need him most, he consistently performs miracles. Think of the Arizona playoff game the other year, a couple years ago, where he throws that incredible 60-yard pass to win the game or to tie the game, and then they call it back. And it was a miracle play because he threw it where only the offensive player could make, only the receiver could make the play. Okay, let's see you do it again. He did the same thing again on the next play. He did it again. Sideline routes, back shoulder passes to one sideline and then to the other. Deep passes to two different receivers. Game on the line. Tom Brady won, Joe Montana too. Unlike those guys who were playing for the two greatest coaches. Tom Brady for Bill Belichick, Joe Montana for Walsh, for Bill Walsh. And so when they're both clutch players who consistently make the big play when you need them the most. But those big plays are still the results of, yes, they're reading defenses, but also the systems they're in. Aaron Rodgers' amazing plays are the result of things only he can do. Like we're watching Patrick Mahomes, oh my God. But Aaron Rodgers can do things really no one else can do, and he's doing this on one leg.
You know who I think the greatest quarterback of all time is?
Your dad.
Definitely not. But I think Aaron Rodgers.